Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live at sktrading.live or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Wow, what a day. Great patterns for such a really quiet day, but I'll tell you, it was unbelievable patterns. From the buy divergences on the lows to 52.85, on the 60-minute time frames, making new lows, non-confirmation, to the push up at the end during the day when we had the push up on the 15-minute, not once but twice. We had the push up on the second rally around the 220 to 59.5 on the S&Ps. I said, let them have them. The sell divergence, the pattern on the 60-minute time frame, absolutely kabooshed them. I'll show you that pattern. We had buy reversals at MSTR. We had Lilly up 100, UNH down over 100. I'll show you the patterns there. Great patterns all throughout the day. And I'm so excited to teach everybody. People really had a great day here today. The volume was a little iffy, but the moves were phenomenal. We had moves in Microsoft, absolutely kabooshed. Apple, absolutely great patterns on the sell divergences off the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. Again, that MACD negative on that 60-minute time frame acted as a brick wall. And I'll show it to you on Apple, Microsoft. We had the big push up this morning on NVIDIA, nothing but shorts into the negative MACDs on the 30 and 60-minute time frames. I said to everybody today, even when we were pushing up to new highs, where's the market going to go when you can't get Microsoft going, you can't get Amazon going, you can't get NVIDIA going, you can't get Avago going, right? And you can't get AMD going, right? So why I have all these screens around me here is not because I'm trying to set the Guinness Book of World Records or try to get radiation poisoning and people don't worry about my electric bill. It's because I'm able to read the market. I disseminate the information to everyone around in my community, to various different hedge funds, prop firms, family offices. So I'm able to identify these moves because I leave everything up dynamically. I just don't sit in a desk with one screen and I tab. No, this is what I do. This is my world. I can see things. I can see patterns developing, long and or shorts. You know, you can capture a 10, 15-point move on the S&P or a 30, 40-point move on the NASDAQ without flickering back and forth. And I have so many people trading so many different asset classes. This is why I have the setup that I have, okay? Now, the patterns were truly amazing. So let's get at it. Okay, first thing I'm going to show you here this morning, and I'm going to show you the 30-minute time frame and the 60-minute time frame on the S&P futures. I have a list here of so many things. I hope I can get to it all today. This is the push down this morning. You can see the new low here at 52.85, right around the 10 o'clock. This is the opening right here. And this is the 10 o'clock bar. Was this one time? Was this 10:30? I think it was 11. We're making new lows here, and you can see why I was calling longs on the market. The MACDs could not confirm the low on the 60-minute time frame. Okay, you can see that right there. That's one. Then I want to show you the overbought conditions in NVIDIA. You can see NVIDIA this morning right here. You can see the push up. That's today. Here's NVIDIA pushing up this morning. You can see the push up to the 104.55. I mean, where is it going? If I switched it, look at the negative MACD on the 60. Look at the negative MACD on the 30. I mean, where's NVIDIA going? Boom, next bar, boom, down over 2. And it just kept on dropping. Unbelievable pattern. So when you see the algorithm negative like this on the 30 and the 60 minute, the strategy is, and you have selling pressure, you can see here the negative MACDs. I mean, everything got kabooshed. everything. And if you look at the 15-minute time frame during that time period right here, you were getting overbought right here on the 15-minute time frame, even though the algorithm reversed to buy. And then you got the overbought condition into the negative MACDs on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. But then look what happened when NVIDIA, when it reversed to sell. The 15 reversed to sell, now correlating with the 30 and 60-minute time frame, and then you take every bounce on the 15-minute time frame for shorts. Okay, even though the MACDs are positive, with the MACD positive on the 15, the odds are that the low of 112 was not going to be met. But with that being said, what happened here is every bounce here on an overbought condition was a short. Then you have to say to yourself, are you going to make a new low or a higher low? And guess what? Every push down was met with a higher low because of the MACD positive on the 15. You're still in a negative trend. So again, when the 15 reversed to sell, you had one great short here on the 15 against the 30 and 60. The 15 correlating with the 30 and 60. Another great short in NVIDIA. Another great short. Okay. And even though they dropped, $1.50 to $2, not like this one, which was the big one into the 30 and 60-minute. But once these MACDs turned positive, like I said, this low here was probably not going to get hit. And you can see the low here was 170, and the low at the end of the day 185. So that 112 never hit. Okay, look at the IWMs, the Russell too. When they pushed up this morning, you can see right here, again, getting overbought into the negative MACDs, even though the trend on the 60-minute time frame is positive. You have a buy disconnect. You have the 15 bullish, the 60 bullish, but the 30 is negative. And the push up here, you can see the Russell pushed up here, 186.74, and got absolutely cabooshed more than $2, all right? And then you got a long off the 15 against the positive MACD. And then even though 2 out of 3 are bullish, you could take the oversold condition on the 15-minute time frame. PLTR, I mean, just throw a dart. They all had the identical same pattern. You can see PLTR is negative on the 60 and on the 30. And when PLTR pushed up to the highs of the day, we caught shorts, and boom, down almost, look at that, more than $2 in about 1 hour. Unbelievable pattern in PLTR. Now the 30-minute time frame is negative on PLTR. So here's the push up on the 30-minute at 10:30. Okay, and that was the push up above 95 again. You can see it right here on PLTR. After the push up, this is the opening on PLTR on the 17th. And then when the 15-minute time frame on the 15 reversed here, well, the 15 never reversed actually. But when you got the overbought condition 1, you got the overbought condition 2 here against the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. Again, just like NVIDIA, the MACDs are positive. The lows should not have been met. 92.27, never once hit again. All right. Okay, so looking at the spiders and the Qs, you can see the spiders and the Qs. When they pushed up here early this morning at 9:45, you can see why 447.37. Look at the negative MACD here on the 60. Look at the negative MACD here on the 30. I mean, where are you going to go here? I mean, come on. Look at that push up. These MACDs negative were like a brick wall here. All right. The spiders, the same type of pattern, identical. Look at this right here. Boom. 10 o'clock. You got the push up, right? Look at that. Unbelievable pattern right there. Oh, again, look at these negative MACDs into the. So I knew the market was in trouble coming in just based upon those negative MACDs. And I told my community, I told a big hedge fund that was in today, I said that it was really, really a monster sell divergence. All right. Let's look at UNH today. I want to show you this UNH. Okay. It got absolutely destroyed here. All right. So you see these negative MACDs, a big selling pressure. Look at this negative MACD, the width of the Atlantic Ocean. But let me just show you something right here. Look at the 5-minute time frame. Okay, you see this here? it opened. Everybody's like, oh, we should buy it down a couple, about down 100 or something like that. And look at that. The first bounce, boom, with that negative MACD rising index. But look at this pattern right here. Is this the one here? 470, where is it? 467. When the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame. I think it was right here. 469. Okay, look at this. Boom. Dropped 21 points. Getting overbought into the negative MACD on the 5-minute. Forget about what the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frame MACDs. You can see the ADX was rising. So you short the first bounce. When you have a big negative pattern like this, right? You can see what's happening here. You can see the bounce and you can see the drop. Okay. And here's another bounce. Now, once these MACDs started to go positive here, okay, you see these, all right. I knew that the lows were going to be in here, this 448. All right. And then you can see here the push up here set up the 15-minute time frame on UNH right here. All right. On the 15, 459, and you can see the drop here of several dollars. So again, once the MACD started turning positive, and I knew that the lows should have held here, and I'll go back to the 5-minute. But these are, look at this MACD positive now. So when we got the push down here, and this is the double red short, you could have shorted here on the overbought condition at 49. Boom, it drops. When it was a lot high there. 51 was the high, and it drops all the way down to like 48. But you can see when you have these positive MACDs on the 15 and the 5-minute time frame, the rule of thumb is that the lows should not be touched. Okay, the lows should not be touched. So the low for the day was 48, should not have been touched. All right. So again, learning how to use the MACDs, even in a negative pattern, is really going to show you how you could determine the overbought, oversold conditions. All right. Look at Lilly. Now, Lilly, when it gapped up here, it traded as high as 557. It pulled all the way in. Look at the deep oversold condition here below 28. It was really on this bar and this bar, okay, 28 under 29. Oversold, even though the algorithm reverses sell, oversold into a positive MACD, oversold into a rising ADX. Now, the ADX is rising on the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frame. So you're oversold into the big buying pressure right here. And look what Lilly did. Ba-boom. Look at that. Okay. Ran almost 20 points in Lilly. Now, when the MACDs are negative above the pivot and you buy it here again on the deep oversold, the 5 reverse to buy, the 15 reverse to buy, because the MACDs are negative, it's not going to really have that oomph. It did rally about $7, $8. But you can see the decline at the end of the day because of the negative MACD. So the first pullback right here is always your most powerful pullback on a stock like this. Even though the 15 reversed to sell, you can look at the 30-minute here. You can see the 30-minute MACD. Look at this MACD. Are you kidding me? Look at the buying pressure, the rising ADX. Look at the 60-minute time frame. So you're going to get oversold into that. Look at this. The size of the Atlantic Ocean, rising ADX. So when you got this pullback right here on Lilly, right here, it's in this bar, I think, right? Okay, on the 60, right, off the 15, I didn't care if the algorithm reversed to sell. The oversold condition into the positive MACD on the 15, the 30, and the 60, oversold into the rising ADX on the 15, 30, and 60, oversold into the big buying pressure. I say, back up the truck, Gus. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pattern. Beautiful pattern. Okay. Amazing pattern. All right. I'm going to show you Netflix. Even though the earnings are out and the stock's up 53 after hours here, let's look at the 30 and the 60-minute time frames. You have to be really kind of quick on this one. But see, if people are trained to trade the same stock, you see this new high here, 874 on Netflix. You got the overbought condition on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. Number one, you're making new highs. The MACDs are non-confirm on the 30-minute time frame. That's one right there. Okay, if you draw your horizontal line. Number two, you're making new highs. The MACDs are non-confirming on the 60-minute time frame. 1 Picasso, 2 Picasso, 3 Picasso. Absolutely, absolutely phenomenal pattern. Absolutely phenomenal pattern. Okay. So what you're seeing here is all sell divergences in a positive trend. The 15, the 30, and the 60-minute time frame. So Netflix had, on that push up to new highs, Netflix had a sell divergence in a positive trend. Okay. Let me see if there's a couple more here. Just so many patterns. It's just really UNH. I went over. USOs had a really great pattern. I'll just show it to you if you're trading oil and why it's important to trade with the underlying ETFs. When the USOs pulled in here, right here on the 15, you can see the big buying pressure on the 15. Now the 30 and the 60-minute time frame, the ADXs were rising. MACD's positive. The 30-minute looks identical to this. So when the USOs pulled in here and got oversold into the buying pressure, rising ADX, and then also on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame, look what the USOs did. I'm at 68.56. Okay, so oil ran about 50 cents on oil. That's a monster move. So if you are looking at oil, you would never been able to pick up. Well, you might have at the 130 time period, right? You would have picked up the oil, but the confirmation on that oversold condition on the 15-minute time frame on the USOs would have gave you even reinforcement to even buy more oil on that oversold condition on the 15, the rising ADXs on the 15 to 30 and the 60-minute time frame on the USOs, the big buying pressure, the MACD's positive. It's an absolute Picasso. Okay. Now, when I get back, I will tell you what I expect for Monday, since we're off tomorrow. So stay with me. So Netflix is up after hours, and it should have some effect with the market here. But most of what's going to happen, all right, is let's just say that the markets right now still are in sell disconnects right now because the 30 and the 60-minute time frames are in sell mode on the Qs, the spiders, and the diamonds, right? The Dow closed down over 500 because of UNH, right? But Netflix being up now 55 over 1,017, we'll see what happens here. But overall, I have to tell you that based upon this pattern here with the 60-minute time frame, we'll see. Right now, we have to see the spiders would have to close above 536. That means we're closed at 527. That means the S&P futures have to rally 90 points, 54.10 they got to get to. 54.10. We closed at 54.20. Okay. The Qs on the 60-minute, 453.53. Okay. We closed at 445. So again, 9 points higher. Okay. NASDAQ would have to be up probably about 450 points, 500 points for that to happen. Okay. I just don't see it. Okay. I just don't see it. Anyway, so that's what I'm expecting. Now, Netflix, I'd probably be looking for pullbacks on the 15, exact same type of pattern I showed you on Lilly. Since it had great earnings, I had a feeling today, people in the community said, what do you think, Steve? I said, I think they're going to beat, but I don't jump in front of a train, right? I don't jump in front of a train. Okay, when I get back, I have a story I want to tell you, and I think it's really important that you hear me on this one. Okay, so a lot of people have asked me, Steve, when's a really good time to trade the market? And, to me, there's such great patterns during the pre-market session. Even in the Tokyo session, there's good movement and volatility. So I think the pre-market session, like from 6 a.m. Eastern to like 9, if there's an economic number that comes out at 8:30, well, you just back off. And for me, I think there's a lot of great patterns. A lot of people blow up my phones. Hey, I just caught 8 handles on the S&P. I just caught this great position short in gold or gold long or S&P long. My day's over before I even start by 8 o'clock in the morning. A lot of great patterns in the pre-market, I have to tell you, using my software. Now, again, using my software, you don't use the underlying ETFs during the pre or post-market or Tokyo or European sessions, all right? Now, last night I was doing a lesson with someone, and the last 2 nights, and we were practicing, just using the simulator. And today that person made over $750 in real money. Practicing the last couple of days on the sim, learning how to use the matrix, which is important. If you have to be able to know the technology that you're trading on. And that is important. So last night and the night before, 2 great guys I know, we were clicking. Well, they were clicking, trading the pattern, scaling in, scaling out. All right. Both nights did phenomenally well on paper. Okay. And today one of them went live and told me just a little while ago, made $750 in real money. Again, it's practice. If you could master that matrix and learn how to scale in, scale out of trades, and then raise your stops, it's all about practice. Some take longer than others, but again, this is important for each and every one of you. I think pre-market, to answer a lot of people who have been asking me, to trade pre-market is unbelievable, but also you need to practice. Those of you who are beginners, please practice that matrix during the live session or even at night. You can just click away, just keep practicing your hand-eye coordination and just use that matrix and get familiar with the program. All right. With that being said, everybody, thank you for joining me today on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Happy Easter to all of you. Enjoy your families. Please join me each and every day on my community at sktrading.live. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a comment. I'm always here. I do whatever I can to answer everybody. Please, I do not DM anybody. So please follow me on social media at official Stephen Kalayjian on Instagram, at official on X, Steve Kalayjian on X, and at official Steve Kalayjian on TikTok. With that being said, if anybody has any questions, you can text me at 914-500-7484. God bless you. Happy Easter, and God bless the United States of America. Be well, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.